Come in, gentlemen. Come in. No waiting for you. Here is our best table. Welcome to the Bethlehem Inn. We will be happy to serve you.
My husband means that I will be happy to serve you. Anything you want to eat, he will, as usual, not do so much.
Oh, you. Now this is my lovely wife, Hannah, who will be serving you this evening. She's the best cook in the entire area. Don't let her know I told you. I have to keep her on her toes.
I can hear you, Benjamin. He forgets that not everyone is as old as he is, so we can hear.
Grandpa, there you are. We were looking for you.
Children, leave Grandpa be. He's busy.
For a change.
Oh, now why would you be looking for your old grandfather? What could you possibly want from this old man?
Please, Grandpa, tell us the story.
Oh, you are at it again, Benjamin, telling that story instead of working.
Mother, you never do it. Some might think you don't love him. And love it when he tells the story.
Now you know I have to keep your father in line, and you know I can't keep him from talking.
We want to hear the story again, Grandpa. Please tell us about the most amazing night.
Oh, I don't know if I can do that right now. Your grandmother seems to think that work is more important.
Please, Grandma, let Grandpa tell us. You said nothing's more important than that night. You said so yourself.
You aren't tired of hearing it? Well, he can tell it, but he'll get it wrong. So I will, as usual, have to help him. And we have guests.
Please, tell it now.
We have had a long trip, so we would like to hear the story also. We don't mind it at all.
I suppose it couldn't hurt if we tell the story while I prepare a meal for our travelers.
Mother, I can work too, so you can help Papa. You know, I grew up with this story, and I really want my children to know it as
Yeah, tell everything, Grandpa.
All right. Where shall I begin?
Tell them the donkey walked all the way through the desert. Hee-haw! And don't forget about the pretty lady and...
Oh, you children, slow down now, and let me tell the story. Someday, you will be telling this story to your children. So I want to say it just the way it happened.
And I'll add the parts he forgets.
And Papa, I'll see if I can remember some of my favorite parts too.
Now let me see. That was many years ago. But it was a very unusual time.
Everyone had to travel, and people were coming to here to be referred?
That's close, Jonathan. People came to be registered because they had to be in the city of their family to be taxed.
And children, this is where King David was born and where he was crowned. So in those days, people from the line of David were coming to stay in our humble town.
That's right, Susanna. Can't you imagine? There were so many travelers coming and going. It was hard to have enough food, and there were not enough places for people to stay.
Benjamin, do you remember how young we were and how hard we worked to try and keep this inn going?
Gentlemen, I don't know if you can imagine, but my wife and I were once young. But we were so overwhelmed with all of the people streaming into our city There were too many to remember. But then, something happened. And I remember it, and will never forget.
It was the lady and the man, right, Grandpa? And it was late at night, and the man came.
They know it so well, Papa, already.
You're getting ahead of me. But you are right. It was getting late, and we had been busy all day long, cooking, serving, and cleaning. Every room was filled with guests, and even the places near the hearth where people wanted to sleep were full.
And then we heard a soft knock at the door, just when we thought we could take a little rest and a break. Benjamin's father was alive then, and he told us not to answer the door. But my Benjamin, he couldn't ignore it.
Well, I had to show off my beautiful bride to everyone, didn't I?
Oh, you silly man.
When I opened the door, there was a young man looking exhausted.
Ooh, tell how dusty it was.
Of course you would remember that part,
Yes.
Jonathan.
Yes, he was covered in dust from the long road from Nazareth in Galilee. I told him there was no room in the inn. He told me that it wasn't for him, but was for his wife with child.
Benjamin got me to go and see to her, and she was only a girl. So young, so beautiful, but I could tell that she was more than tired from the traveling. Her time had come to have the baby.
You see, we had already given our own beds for some elderly travelers, so we didn't know what to do. But then Hannah came to me and said, we had to find a place where the girl could have the child, a place where she could be safe. There were even thieves around back then, so to keep them away from the danger.
We can only think of one place, a place where Benjamin and I were thinking of staying for the night ourselves, but it would have to do for the children who were about to have a child themselves.
And children, your grandparents even gave up their own place to stay, just so the couple would be safe and warm.
I quickly cleaned out the stable in the back and laid down some fresh straw and clothes, and then...
No, wait, Grandpa, you have to do it right. And Jonathan needs a special,
I want to. Children, I'll get you ready. Hey, come on.
Benjamin, it seems like only yesterday that we were a young couple, and the years have gone by so quickly. So often I think of her, that young girl who became a mother.
Everything about that night was different. I know it meant something.
After all those years, can we still believe that it was more? I think of that young mother, that baby boy, and I wonder.
tell the story. You did everything, Grandpa.
These two are so excited to show you the story.
Now you have to remember, that was a long time ago. And that night was more than one night, because the most amazing thing happened.
I know. You took the man and the lady to the stable, and even though it was just an old stable, it became warm.
That's right, Jonathan. And not only that, but those animals who we love gathered near so that they could keep the little family warm.
Tell the best part about the animals.
Okay, Maddie. The animals stood still or lay down, and every one of them was silent through the night.
I love the little lamb. came the closest, and he lay right at the bottom of the feed trough, the manger.
Here's the manger, Grandpa, like this. And the man waited and prayed like this.
Your grandmother was helping the girl for a while, but we had to go. And when we got back,
There was a baby.
There was a beautiful baby boy, newly born, yet his bright eyes were already opening, and he was looking around.
That's very unusual, and it shows that the child was like no other little baby.
when I came in, every animal was silent. Every one of them was looking at me, breathing soft. The stable is dark at night, and I noticed there was a glow. There was some light streaming in from the slats on the roof. So I went out and
There was a star.
there was a star, but not like any other star. Not like any star I had ever seen or ever saw again. It was bright, almost like the dawn. But it also came right over our little stable. Can you imagine?
And children, your grandfather, he made that star to remember the night when a star found that child, even in the dark stable in Bethlehem.
How did you fit, Grandma, for the little baby?
Well, I was weaving a very special cloth that I could make into a prayer shawl. It was made with purple dye because that is the color of the king.
And children, you know, Grandma can weave her cloth into a work of art.
Purple dye was so hard to find that I've never found any like it since that day. But I wove a cloth to make it extraordinary. And when I saw that baby and his sweet mother and his worried father, I ran to find it. I had to give it to him to keep him warm because it was made from the finest lamb's wool. And he, I'm sorry, gentlemen, for the sentiments of an old woman, but it still touches my heart.
Grandma, give me the blanket for the baby.
Although I gave the cloth I made to the baby for swaddling, I saved it just to remember and to think of him. Now our own little Mary can wrap the baby.
Grandpa, what next? What about the shepherds?
Yes, there were shepherds in the field, and they came into town to see this child. We were surprised to see them, but they told us that angels had sent them.
Shepherds smell, right?
Yes, they smell like shepherds who live outdoors. They are tough men, but their eyes glowed when they looked at that little child wrapped in a plain manger.
It was like that night would never end. The stars stayed over the stable. And before the woman, her name was Mary.
Like me.
Yes, Mary, I love that story when I heard it all of my life. So, when we were blessed with you, I wanted you to have the same name as that beautiful woman, the mother of a special child who was born right here.
That child was so special that before she was well enough to go, we had other unusual visitors. Men from far lands dressed in strange costumes made of the finest silks, and on their heads they wore crowns of pure gold.
They had camels, and you know what the camels do? They spit.
That's what camels do, but they had traveled a long way. They were following our own star, and they said that even the signs in the skies led them to this baby. When each new visitor would want to see the child, the parents would stand by proudly. But every time, for every person, the child would reach out his tiny hand, and he would smile. His smile would light a warmth in our hearts.
My dear Benjamin, I don't think that the warmth of that child's smile has ever left us. We have been blessed. And friends, as you see, my husband loves to tell that story to everyone. One day, unexpectedly, the family had to leave, but we never forgot.
You see, our little stable was the place where a baby who, heaven blessed, was born. God was truly with him.
God came near to this place because of that baby.
We love him, Grandpa, because you and Grandma did. Mommy and Daddy love him too, because of that amazing night and the baby born in the stable.
Grandpa, we want to see the baby, the man he grew up to be. We want to see him smile and hold his hand.
Ah, children, after all of these years and all of the blessings we have received because of seeing that baby, it is my one dream as well. If only just one more time I could see that child, that young man, I could die happy. I know that we made a difference and somehow survived.
We all still wonder what happened to that little family. We know the baby was special, and from prophecy, we know he could be, well, Messiah.
We know Messiah is the one who can give L'chaim, new life. And somehow that baby gave us new life, a new story, a new way of seeing.
It changed life for all of us, Papa.
But, well, gentlemen, that is our own little story. It's amazing, but believe me, it is true. The story of the Bethlehem Inn, many years ago. A child, a star, a gift. We were happy to share it and happy to have you with us.
Where are you heading now, sir?
We came from Bethany, but now we are going north to Jerusalem for the Passover.
You took a long way around to go to the Passover in Jerusalem. Now be careful. I hear that much is going on in Jerusalem right now. There are rumors of a man of God who is angering the Pharisees. May God travel with you.
Innkeeper, we thank you for your story. It has touched our hearts. My name is Peter, and my master has asked me to give you this.
That is the same purple cloth.
His name is Jesus, and he said to tell you, thank you, and may God bless you and keep you. Your prayers have been answered yesterday.
It was him.
The glory of the Lord has shone upon us and is with us this night and always. Thanks be to God.
Amen.